Okay, let's humming. That could have some internet fallback problems there. Peter says, "Ask Reddit, you'll end up with Themey McTheme song." Yeah, instead of us writing a theme song, we should ask Reddit too. I think we would get something very, very special indeed. Themey McTheme song for sure. What else, folks? We got 4 more to do. Make the theme song through interpretive dance without music. Let's create an interpretive dance video to start off the show. Terrible idea, KS Drive-Thru. Nice work. Maybe even like kabuki kind of a thing, or sort of a what was her name? Martha. It's not Stewart. With singer and just have awkward silence as the theme song. Oh man, you know what? Here's the problem with you, S Singer N. You come up with good ideas. This is about terrible ideas. An awkward silence to start the show is a great idea. Somebody crowdsourced that into a terrible idea. Pay Snoop on Cameo. Thank you, Baradane, and welcome, by the way. Gosh, how much would Snoop cost on Cameo? How much would it cost to get a Snoop rhyme on Cameo? Can somebody look that up? Chat, can somebody dive in on that? A poetry jam session said, Little B Fat Brain. Yeah, all right, poetry jam. All right, this is it, your last call. Anybody got any more super speed round ideas? Instead of writing an Imagivate live theme song, we should not just a theme song, but a 4-part rock opera. Okay, support sidecar, welcome. Glad to have you here. Rock opera never hurt anybody. Terrible idea, for sure. $750. Okay, Baradane. You actually looked it up. That's how much it costs to get Snoop on Cameo? Damn. We might have to look into that. Pay Snoop on Cameo for a theme rhyme. Wow. Dave on Base 32, rotating karaoke. Like it. Yeah, there's nothing worse than karaoke. If you do it, karaoke. If you do it over and over again in rotation, that's terrible. Very terrible. Nice. Okay. Great job, everybody. There's some really terrible ideas up here, and that's what Imagivate Live is all about. We spend time in the mornings coming up with terrible ideas so that you can get to the business of coming up with not terrible ideas, because you are creative people, you are problem solvers. It is your job to get out there and make magic happen. So, again, thank you. Little B Fat Brain gave some great feedback. Actually, a few of you did yesterday, that we just need to kind of get into it, right? I think I was looking at the clock yesterday. It was 8:50 before we actually really started jamming on our Imagivation, and so that was great. That was awesome. Let's just take a look quickly. I'm also not going to. Let's. Oopsie. Sorry, I still don't have everything completely geared up. We'll get back to that provocative quick question in just a second. In the meantime, I'm not going to tell you my schedule anymore because I think we don't need to spin up on that. I'm not going to pitch all of the stuff that's coming up with the week, but we've got some really cool stuff. You can check out the schedule on Twitch underneath the video, where you can kind of see more information about the show. But I do want to remind you, and I would love for you guys to jump on, follow Imagivate Live on Twitter @Imagivate. And this Friday, we're going to do our first, Friday morning, we're going to do our first What the RFP. If you're not in the biz and you don't know what an RFP is, it's a request for proposal. It's when somebody asks you to come up with the proposal to be hired by them. And usually there's a creative idea involved. What I'd love to do is you guys get to own Friday mornings as far as what are we going to talk about? What are we going to try to create together? And so if you tweet #WTRFP, we'll do a poll right away on Friday morning and figure out which one we want to go after. You'll be famous. You'll be web famous on Imagivate Live, and everybody wins. So be sure to hit Twitter. And onward. Here's a quick question. If a terrible idea falls in the woods and no one is there to retweet it, is it really actually terrible? This was a conversation that I had offline with Thoughtworst yesterday during following up after the show, we're kind of talking about this idea of humble bragging, and that's what we talked about yesterday. We're going to talk about it a little bit more today because I think it's an important thing. Okay, we've definitely got folks are really excited about getting Snoop Dogg to do a cameo for the opening for Imagivate. Let's figure out how to make that happen, because it is a terrible idea. If there's anything that I was sort of just, not sure about, that one for sure. I'm absolutely. That's a terrible idea. I'm 100% on that one. So let's make that go. So the idea here is to what end. This humble brag, acceptance, acclamation, affirmation that we seek when we're doing stuff. And when you create a terrible idea, and you do it to create a terrible idea, you're trying to go for it. What's if nobody recognizes it, if nobody says, that's a terrible idea, or it's a great idea, or you're stupid, you're an idiot, right? If it's not recognized, does it even matter? Does it even exist? And that got us to this humble brag stuff. So let's go back to that thinking. I'm gonna see if I can, without getting myself in too much trouble. I want to try to find what we did yesterday. Is this it? Yep. Okay. We talked about humble bragging yesterday, and we got to some really interesting stuff. Humble brag is, that thing where people now are sort of just giving themselves credit for something, and they're doing it because it's okay, it's right. We should be doing that, right? We should be recognized for the things that we're doing, except we're going about it the wrong way. And so we talked about a lot of things. We talked about some really good, terrible ideas. One was a brag jar, like a giant digital brag jar, where every time somebody brags, maybe we make a donation to a charitable cause. We also had one that was the reverse brag jar, which was basically hold a large sum of money hostage for a charitable organization and then take away money from it every time somebody humble brags. And so we're basically threatening the internet networking world to say, stop it, or we're not going to help the children. And that was a terrible idea. And actually, I think that was one of the best. And we were also talking about, hey, what if for every dollar we didn't give to kids, we gave to somebody like Gary Vaynerchuk, which I think would be really, really terrible. And then there was another one that came up that was hiring moms and dads or proud parents to brag for you. I thought that was interesting. And that actually got me to, let's take a look at, let's dive into this. And I really want your ideas to kind of flow again around this, because I feel like we have just not quite tapped this. What if we really began to look at the only way that you cannot that you can get the power of the humble brag without doing it yourself is having other people do it for you. So what are other ways, terrible ways, to get people to brag for you? And it could be in a business setting, it could be in a personal social setting. I really actually believe that this travels across all social constructs of how we're kind of trying to represent ourselves. Gaslight them into it. Thanks, Singer N. Gaslighting. So, boy, isn't that a hot topic term right now? Gaslight them. Yeah, just really be duplicitous. Boy, this is more of an insight than this is a terrible idea. Thank you, S. Singer N. You're really starting to repivot on this stuff. Gaslight them. Be duplicitous. Trickery. What are some ways that we could do that? How could we gaslight them, trick them? Oh, yeah, thanks, Creighton JK. Gaslight, hot topic. Yeah, that's me with the puns, folks, swinging in right when you need them. What are some ways to be duplicitous and trick, let's say, an unsuspecting colleague to say something wonderful about you in front of other people or on a social media channel? Or maybe there's ways to bribe them, or to take hostages. Really just see where I'm going with terrible ideas, folks. Let them flow. You just need to kind of just pop open the cover and let it all flow. Okay, implant Elon Musk's new Neuralink chip in their head. Okay, Dave on Base 32, now we're talking. Innovation, Imagivation, innovation. Is that what he calls it? Neuralink? Wet. What do we call that? Wetworks. In their noodles. And you know what? This is really where we're headed anyway, folks. So I think it may not be a hardware issue. It may be more of a software issue. How do you get in there and do a little software hacking when on transhumans? And by the way, if Satan Fudge is in here with us again, I don't know if he made it in or not. This is your sweet spot here with the transhumanity stuff that's going on. Let's see. Matthias, cause a problem that only you can solve. Tell me more, Matthias. This is actually quite interesting, right? Because if you you create some sort of conundrum, create a problem that only you can solve, and then you swing in and take all the glory. I like that. I like how elaborate and complex and time-consuming that is. That makes it really terrible. Create a problem that only you can solve. This is like the plot of a Disney Channel movie. That is terrible. Nice work. Nice work, Matthias. Isn't wet work killing people? I don't know. Let's ask Thoughtworst. It feels like that's something Thoughtworst would know. Martha Graham, by the way. Thank you, Thoughtworst. I missed that before. Wet works, yeah, I think you might be right, Creighton JK. That might be killing people. And you know, that could be sort of like swinging over into this zone. Okay, so back to Matthias. The first step should be to make sure that everybody knows that only you can solve that problem. Okay, nice. So that would take a little bit of, let's see here, now we're back at the same, see, this is a head scratcher, right? It's a chicken and egg kind of thing. You have to let everybody know that you can solve the problem. How do you do that? Uh-oh, you may be humble bragging. Again, this is a tough one because, and the reason why so many people have just collapsed and resorted to this kind of like, I give up. Humbled and honored to be great. Start a religious cult. Okay. All right. So we can create some sort of radical ideology around ourselves, right? So radical ideology of me. So sort of like a Jim Jones kind of a thing. That's it's a great idea. That's a great, terrible idea. Now we're cooking with gas, as they say. All right. As Singer in. Could combine gaslighting with problem only you can solve. Okay. After slowly convincing them that their ideas are actually terrible, then create the problem you can solve. Okay, so you are doing this deep, under, like, kind of you are basically decimating their own way to solve the problem slowly across time so that you can sweep in and take it. Like it? There's definitely some really good tension between these two. Creighton JK, maybe just stumble into solving the problem. Maybe you are the problem. Man, this is getting really existential. Maybe I am the problem. Thank you, Creighton JK. I'm sure that I am. Mr. Robot them. Research who they align with philosophically. Then tell them it wasn't really your idea. It was Noam Chomsky's. Okay, there we go. So all roads lead back to Noam Chomsky for Thoughtworst, which doesn't surprise me. But that's actually not such a bad idea. Pin it on another philosophical mind. And then Creighton JK, you mean make yourself the problem, then resolve yourself. Yeah, no, I know. I was just letting it kind of sink into me about being the problem. But I do think that that is actually sort of a self-helpy kind of a way to go after it. I think you could actually kind of proliferate that pretty well with folks. Matthias, maybe you can do something impressive and tell everybody that you're not good at it. Yeah, but isn't that humble bragging, Matthias? I don't know. Look, we're dancing on a line. We're dancing on a thin line. KS Drive-Thru, just convince them to pay you boatloads of money for solving the problem. Basically blackmail them. Now, this is what we're talking about. Bribe or blackmail. Okay? Let's maybe I'm going to leave a space for blackmail because that feels like really, really great internet territory. Okay, blackmail them in order to get a raise. Okay, we're talking about an employment situation here, as in tell them I spent so much time on this, right? So it could be doctoring timesheets and stuff. There's a lot of ways that we could probably pull that off. Evan Keller, thank you for popping in. Passive aggression. That's great. I just love, yeah, just drop a passive aggressive bomb on them. That is fantastic. Oh, it doesn't have to be any harder than that. Just be a passive aggressive dipsh. All right. Let's see. As singer, create and fly the flag of one's own name. You know, the actual 6-foot big flag flying on a flagpole we've seen on lake. Great, got it. No politics in this space, but we know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, we are line dancing now, Creighton. That's what usually happens on Imagivate Live. Somebody mentions karaoke, and then pretty soon the music kicks up, and we're line dancing. Okay, so Munchausen syndrome, fake an illness, or your own death for the overachievers. That's not too bad. So as soon as somebody is taking credit or somebody is sweeping in and getting the accolades, you run in with I just got diagnosed with a life-threatening disease post and steal the thunder. Dave on bass, right where I need you. That's great. Okay, so fake illness or death. Okay. What else? Let's see. You know, we were in this. What are other ways to blackmail folks in 2020 and beyond? Feels like that's some pretty great space. Just like nefarious emails. Let's see. Support sidecar says ask them to talk about someone they admire. Then edit the recording in post, deep fake, and replace the name they said with your own name. Yes. So I think that Oi Itch is one of the most exceptional people I've ever met. Yes, that Oi Itch is incredible. I like it, support sidecar. Matthias, hack people's Twitter account and let them tweet about you. Okay, now that's getting into some easy stuff, right? Let's keep our little can you guys see if I go over this way? Let's see. I like software ideas. I like just hacking, just getting into Twitter. Nobody does that though, probably, right? That's Twitter's super secure. Nobody ever can kind of just social engineer a password. But we can give it a try. Just see, hack Twitter, and tweet about yourself. God, wouldn't that feel good? Who would you want to hack to tweet about you? Think about that. That's a good question. If you could hack one big Twitter account to start tweeting about you, who would that be? I like that. Terrible idea. That's a really, really terrible one. Okay. Yep, people are pretty shameless in 2020. It's getting harder and harder to do. Get your friends to pretend they're clients and give you raving reviews. Okay, this is good. So let's this is bribery, right? Give me good review. Yeah, if you're on like a Angie's List or something, just have somebody go like, man, that guy, those toilets were clean. Let's see. Yeah. Brussels is a hellhole. I'm so sorry. We can't help you with that, Matthias. Sorry, we're all out of good ideas for countritude here. Okay, well let's take a look at what we've kind of got going here. Where do you think we've got the most heat for terrible stuff? I really do like the create a problem that only you can solve, and then gaslight them into thinking that they needed you all along. I mean, I think there's something really, really powerful in that, and it feels like it's untraceable to a certain extent, right? I mean, like if you're doing it the right way, I do think at some point there's a paid component to this. If you're doing this in social, in the social network, right? If you're looking to like maybe get a good review, maybe you're paying for reviews. That's not too hard to do these days, right? There must be like a Fiverr category where you can just go buy bot reviews. Anybody know what about that? How much is a good review cost these days? That's maybe just where you put all your money. Okay, so Creighton and Matthias, you guys can hash out just how bad Brussels is. I can't say. I've not been there before, but I've heard it's lovely this time of year. Passive aggressive. Evan R. Keller came in with this one. I think this is really interesting, mostly because this is kind of what we're doing today. But Humble bragging is very passive aggressive, right? Passive aggressive. What's the opposite of a brag that's passive aggressive that could get you to, like, what would you post to somebody to say, like, you know, uh, I'm so glad we're such good friends. It's weird that you don't ever post about me, but that's okay because I mean, you're still like number one in my books. Is that passive aggressive enough? All right. Get Snoop to review you for $750. Oh my God. What if do you think we could twofer with Snoop and get him to do a song that is a good review of Imagivate Live? Folks, I need somebody on this stat. We have got to figure out how to get Snoop Dogg to do the Imagivate Live opening review theme song. Get Snoop for $750. This might be the new tagline. Imagivate Live. Get Snoop for $750. Okay, so we've got a link. Creighton JK. I don't know you anything. That's the whole point. I can end this stream right now. I own all of the trademark to this because that's what Twitch said. I don't know you anything, Creighton JK. Although, if you are the one who maybe pulls the trigger on Snoop, I will include a finder's fee, and we can discuss that offline. And that is a violation of Twitch terms. And all of this is a terrible idea. We'd seal it with a terrible handshake. Okay, well, as we kind of round the bend into the end, I feel like we've hit this from all angles. Is anybody just like from a consideration set standpoint? Did we miss anything? Did we miss anything to think about how to once and for all defeat the humble brag? Because I think if this is it, I mean, like, we've got it all the way down to, look, just tell people that you're dying. If you need some likes and some shares, just tell them that you're dying. That's a terrible idea. That's one for the books. Okay? I mean, we got that one covered. Bribery, blackmail, fantastic. I do really, again, I really like this idea of embedding ourselves in their neural system. What triggers? By the way, did anybody come up with a good Twitter celebrity that they would like to hack? Imagine you have 280 characters or whatever it is these days that you could say about yourself coming from one big-time Twitter account celebrity. Who's it going to be? I don't know. Maybe you can answer that right now. Bill Gates? Matthias? Okay, that's a good one. Maybe he would say something like, look, I know getting a vaccine is important and all, but you got to check out my homie Matthias's Twitch channel. That'd be pretty boss. Cardi B, okay. Baradane looking for Cardi B. I can't even imagine. I probably, again, coming back to Twitch terms of agreement, can't outwardly imagine that for you here right now. Support Sidecar wants the Pope. Okay. He is God's voice on earth. Oh, if you say so, Support Sidecar. I know how religious you are. LeBron, okay. Boy, that's a big one, right? LeBron. What's his last name? Stevens, right? We are talking about the children's book author, S. Singer N. I don't know how big of a following he's got. I don't know. I guess you get one pick. It's your choice to have. Any more? Any more takers? Did you guys have fun today on Imagivate Live? If you are one of my sort of kind of standing audience members, thank you. Participants, collaborators, Imagivators, thank you for coming back in again today. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Matthias and all of Matthias's friends, thank you. By the way, folks, please go check out, and I might, Matthias, I don't know if you're going to be streaming. I'm going to maybe throw this. I don't know if I know how to do that exactly yet, but I can do like a raid and kind of host over to you. Folks, be sure to check out Keza Matthias's channel. He's a friend from BBDO Brussels, so he dances the line. He's a creative dude, and he's doing some really awesome gaming, streaming, and stuff here on Twitch. I hope you check him out. And in the meantime, streaming in the evening today. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Baradane. Matthias, we'll see you later on this evening. And evening for you, so we're talking maybe 6-hour difference, I think. So we can catch you in a couple of hours. And also everybody said KS Drive Through. Follow Matthias. He's a very wholesome streamer. If you're from an English-speaking country, it will be extremely wholesome to you because he's streaming in Dutch. It's as wholesome as it gets for an English native speaker. Yeah, in about 6 to 7 hours. Okay, thanks, Matthias. Thanks so much for coming, buddy. We'll check you out later. And again, to all of my folks here, this was great. Remember, we've got Thursday. We've got David Rosenberg joining us. I'm very excited about that for a guest. Also, everybody, I'm open to guests. If you want to join, tweet me at Imagivate. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to get your What the RFP submissions in. #WTRFP at Imagivate. I want to see what you want to go after. I've got ideas about what I want to be thinking about, but I really want to see if we can tap into your brains as much as possible. And thank you, KS Drive Through. Really enjoyed having you here. That's awesome, and thankful for the opportunity to catch this one live. Yes, very humbled and honored to have caught your stream. Indeed. Well, humble bragging, we're going to put a pin in this one for today. Let me know if you'd like to still keep talking about this. I've got some thoughts about how to keep it going. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m., 1:30 BST, and we'll be Imagivating again very, very soon. Bye, folks.
As I devise darkness, stepping in the bright white